You're probably familiar with the art of beading, embroidery, or even quill work, but are you familiar with the art of birch bark biting? My name is Cortney. I'm the Friendly Neighborhood Collections Technician for Human History at the Manitoba Museum, and today I want to introduce you to the work of prolific Cree artist Angelique Merasty. Born on the Peter Ballantine Cree Nation, Angelique started learning the art of birch bark biting by the age of 6 years old. Her teacher was her mother, artist Susan Ballantine. Over time, Angelique differed from her mom in her technique, employing more of a dot-to-dot style as opposed to her mom's long, seamless lines. In 1947, Angelique married Bill Merasty. The couple welcomed their first and only child, son Joseph, in 1948. Very sadly, Joseph passed away at the age of 6 months old following an illness. He was laid to rest in Flin Flon, where the family had close ties. Bill was an ardent supporter of his wife's work, and he was particularly helpful when it came to procuring material. Birch bark harvesting was said to be one of the hardest parts of the entire process. They would travel sometimes upwards of 15 kilometers away from their home near Denair Beach in Saskatchewan at Amisk Lake in order to find the perfect birch bark for the job. Bill described their relationship as a true partnership. So not only would Bill help Angelique with all of her birch bark harvesting, but the couple would also hunt, trap, and fish together. Bill said Angelique was incredibly skilled in all of those areas. From the 1950s onward, Angelique Merasty was recognized for her work. She created beautiful pieces using only birch bark and her teeth. One of her favorite subjects was things you can find in nature, so animals, insects, all sorts of foliage, flowers, and so on. With the help of Bill, she was able to sell her work. Her work was sold not only in local areas like Flin Flon, but also down here in Winnipeg, also across Canada, and even as far as Germany and the United Kingdom. In addition to selling her work, she also exhibited in libraries, galleries, and museums, even here at the Manitoba Museum, where you can see one of her pieces on display. We are also very lucky to have a large collection of birch bark bitings by Angelique. We have actually 80 pieces in our collection that range from earlier in her career up into the 1970s and 80s. Birch bark biting took its toll on Angelique's teeth, and by the early 1980s, she had lost a great number of them, and the teeth that remained were loose and giving her quite a lot of pain. She was very concerned about her ability to practice her art of birch bark biting using dentures. However, thanks to a custom pair of dentures with one particularly pointy tooth, Angelique was actually able to pick her practice back up and continue birch bark biting until the end of her life. Angelique Merasty passed away in 1995 in Regina at the age of 66 years old. She was laid to rest in Flin Flon alongside her son Joseph, as well as her mother Susan and her grandmother. We're so happy here at the Manitoba Museum to have a really beautiful collection of Angelique's work, and are very thankful that we get to exhibit it in our galleries as well. Thank you for joining me today.